Good afternoon to you. I'm Dakota Makris. Thank you for joining us. First at 4, SOAR is working to shape our Appalachian region with a little help this week. The Appalachian Nursing Academy is closing its final week, bringing students from Kentucky's Appalachian counties into a new program all about preparation. Our buddy Forbes has more from the second week of the academy.
From morning lectures to live streaming and open heart surgery, the Appalachian Nursing Academy has a pretty packed syllabus, bringing students from across the state here to the University of Pikeville as SOAR's partnerships help to provide a pathway to possible nursing careers. With a 2-week program to immerse students in campus life and learning, the ANA is all about providing opportunity to grow, targeting a nationwide demand for more nurses by giving high school students a glimpse into the field on a local level. Working with partners like UPike, Jobs for Kentucky's Graduates, and the Kentucky Science Center to make it happen, those involved say it is an important experience.
Programs like this, what we're doing with the ANA and with all the partners that we're working with, is a really good opportunity for them to come onto campus, to work with professionals in the field and to learn more about what they would be doing to decide if it's right for them.
Today, students attended their lecture here and then went to Pikeville Medical Center for a tour of the hospital. They say it has been a great week full of learning new things and meeting new people. In Pikeville, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
All right, buddy, thank you. Well, this is the first class of the Appalachian Nursing Academy. Organizers say it has already been a blast, and they hope to make it a regular option for students in the future.
Well, another toasty afternoon for many of us, and some of us a little toastier than others because we are starting to see some more humidity working into the region. Outside, in fact, let's talk about it. You've seen it if you got the WYMT weather app and you live in our northern counties. You've gotten this alert, a heat advisory now in effect. It was in effect for just Lawrence and Wayne County. That's Lawrence County, Kentucky, Wayne County, West Virginia. Now includes Moorhead, West Liberty, all the way down to even Irvin and Beattyville and points to the north. This runs until 8 o'clock tonight. They've got some higher humidity out there, so the 93 and 94 feels a little closer to 100 to 105 out there. High knob camera at UVA-wise, a stellar afternoon underway. You're noticing some of those clouds in the distance trying to build upwards. They're sitting at 84 there. Downtown Whitesburg, they're at 93, but notice that dew point at 59. It's not overly humid, so it actually feels cooler than the air temperature. As we head to the current temperature map, it is very warm across especially our western sections. How about 94 at Jackson and London, 95 Hazard and Irvin, so it has turned into quite the warm afternoon. But here's the difference from last week. Only some of us are getting those dew points up into the upper 60s and 70s, so it feels closer to those dangerous levels. Further south, we're not quite there yet, and so we don't have the heat advisory in effect. You see those heat indices cooler the further south that you go, but it still feels like 98 in Jackson, 101 in Moorhead, and 104 in Ashland. We're all quiet in the mountains right now, but you don't have to go far to look at some of that activity working on through, moving through the Louisville and Cincinnati metro areas right now. In fact, severe thunderstorm warning takes in Wilmington, Ohio right now. We're going to continue to watch this group of thunderstorms work on its way onto the south and east through tonight. A new severe thunderstorm watch was just issued for that region as well. And the entire area remains, for the most part, under at least a level 1 marginal risk for severe weather, but that level 2 risk is not far away. I'll have the very latest on if we could see some of those storms stay strong to severe as they move into our area coming up in just a few minutes. Dakota?
All right, Evan, thank you. A Los Angeles civil court jury has found Bill Cosby sexually assaulted a minor nearly 50 years ago. The latest in a series of cases involving the comedian and former sitcom star. Judy Huth, who is now 64, was awarded $500,000 in damages after suing Cosby. Well, he denies the allegations, and his lawyers say they will appeal the verdict. Jerika Duncan reports from New York.
Bill Cosby was found liable Tuesday for the sexual assault of Judy Huth at the Playboy Mansion in 1975 when she was 16 years old.
I was elated. Seriously, it's been so many years, so many tears, just a long time coming.
Huth joined her attorney outside the courthouse after the verdict.
She fought Bill Cosby one step at a time for over 7.5 years.
During the trial, Huth testified as to her chance meeting with Cosby while he was filming a movie at a park. She said Cosby gave her alcohol and eventually led her to a bedroom at the Playboy Mansion where he molested and sexually assaulted her. The jury found that Cosby intentionally caused harmful sexual conduct with Huff and that he reasonably believed she was under 18. Huff was awarded $500,000 in damages for emotional distress. Cosby's spokesperson said the comedian would appeal the verdict.
But what happened today wasn't a victory. They didn't get the punitive damages.
The juror's decision marks a major defeat for the now 84-year-old who had recently been experiencing a series of legal victories. Last year, his 2018 sexual assault conviction in a separate criminal case was overturned. And in March, the U.S. Supreme Court announced it would not review that case, leaving Cosby a free man. Yesterday's decision offered a degree of comfort to other alleged victims of abuse by Cosby, like Shalane Lasha.
I feel very proud this moment. We have a long way to go. There's a lot of us still left out here in pain every day.
Once called America's dad, Cosby has consistently denied all accounts of sexual misconduct.
Jerika Duncan, CBS News, New York.
The trial for two of the former Minneapolis police officers charged in the death of George Floyd has been moved again. A judge decided the trial needs to happen sooner rather than later, so he moved it from January 2023 to this October. The officers are facing multiple charges for what happened to Floyd more than 2 years ago. Well, the man accused of trying to murder Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh is facing a judge today for an arraignment hearing. Authorities say 26-year-old Nicholas John Rowski showed up at Kavanaugh's house in Maryland with a gun earlier this month and later told police he had suicidal thoughts and that he planned to kill, quote, a specific United States Supreme Court justice, end quote. He also allegedly said he was upset about the leak of the Supreme Court opinion related to abortion rights, an upcoming gun control case, and the school shooting in Uvalde. He is charged with attempting or threatening to kidnap or murder a U.S. judge. If convicted, the maximum sentence is life in prison. Senators have struck a bipartisan deal on new gun control measures, meaning the legislation could be law within the week. The bipartisan deal expands background checks for people under 21, giving up to 10 business days to review juvenile and mental health records. It provides money for states to enact red flag laws, which allow courts to seize guns from people deemed dangerous. And it closes the so-called boyfriend loophole, preventing partners convicted of domestic abuse that live outside a victim's home from buying a gun.
Someone who has never been convicted of a violent crime or adjudicated as mentally ill will not have their rights affected one iota.
There's also hundreds of millions of dollars for mental health and school safety resources, plus tough penalties for those who buy guns and then turn around and sell a firearm to anyone not legally allowed to own a gun. Once the Senate passes the bill, it goes to the House, where Speaker Nancy Pelosi has promised a swift passage of the bill in order to send it to President Joe Biden to sign it into law. Heading over to Wall Street on this Wednesday, the Dow closes down more than 48 points. The cost of everything, well, it's going up, and now inflation is hitting pet owners, forcing some to surrender their pets to local animal shelters. And many across the country say they are running out of room. Julie Skellinger works for the shelter in Des Moines, Iowa, and says they receive several calls a day with people looking to surrender their pets due to financial hardship, but many are having to find another place to go.
We only have so much space in our facility, so if we don't have the room, then we have to tell them no.
Well, the issue hits close to home, as shelters here in eastern Kentucky are working to desperately avoid having to begin euthanizing animals as capacity reaches a breaking point. WYMT's Alyssa Williams talked with them about the situation and what people can do to help. We'll have more on that coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. Well, just ahead here on Mountain News First at 4, a trip to take out the trash takes a terrifying turn in western Kentucky.
Plus, a weak front is pushing into the area tonight with possibility for some showers and storms. The latest timing and details coming up next.